All right, so none of this is confirmed as of yet, but I just saw this article come out by Mediaite, and it says that Alina Habba is emerging as a front runner for Trump press secretary. So as of right now, this is all just rumors, okay? I'm a big Alina Habba fan. I mean, come on. She's like a honey badger. If you watched her during any of Donald Trump's trials, you know, if she is press secretary, it is freaking on. It is on. Alina Habba standing up in there just lashing out at CNN and the New York Times, Washington Post. Oh, man, would that be amazing. But this is the article by Mediaite. I'm just going to read it through. These are all rumors right now, but apparently there's an anonymous source and there's, the whispers here, whispers there. But this is what's going on right now. This is the picture. We can all get our hopes up. And I believe that there's actually a legitimate, possibility that this could happen. I mean, Alina Habba is like the loyalist of loyalist Trump supporters. She really is. But this article reads, Alina Habba emerges as frontrunner for Trump press secretary. Okay, let's see if we have any proof. Okay. Alina Habba, a lawyer who represented Donald Trump in a series of high-profile cases, has emerged as a frontrunner to serve as press secretary in the incoming White House, 4 sources told Mediaite. All these anonymous sources. I just hate anonymous sources. I hate them. It's just like, well, okay, any newspaper, any website could just say, well, yeah, we have an source, and they don't really have to exist. But, let's hear them out. Let's see if there's anything concrete here. There has been no formal decision as of yet, but Habba is the favorite for the role, insiders say. One source, granted anonymity to speak about internal deliberations, said there are ongoing discussions with Habba about the job, but it remains unclear whether she would take it. Alina, please, for the sake of all of us in independent media, can you please take this job? It would be amazing. It would make for great content. Quote, she's expected to be at Mar-a-Lago this week for conversations regarding a potential role, the source said. A source from the Trump camp said Habba's experience defending the former president on camera and in court are seen as advantages that will serve her well in the briefing room. Quote, Donald Trump is the premier programmer and producer-in-chief. He casts for the on-air roles, the source said. Quote, Alina is camera ready and tested on day one. But more importantly, she's battle-tested after being on the front lines with POTUS the last 4 years. And yes, she was. I mean, she was out there just vigorously defending Donald Trump every step of the way. I mean, the corporate press tried to talk trash to her, and she would just lash back and completely level them, just destroy them every single time. It was incredible to see. And then she would go on podcasts and defend him. So I think she'd be a great pick. The insider also noted that Habba is friendly with the Trump family, which has been closely involved in the process of staffing the next administration. And they said, quote, it doesn't hurt. She's close with the family and well-liked with him. Habba reportedly first met Trump at his Bedminster, New Jersey golf course. She joined his legal team in 2021 and represented him in a series of cases, including E. Jean Carroll's defamation suit, which ended up in a $83 million verdict against Trump, and the New York civil fraud case that ended in a $454 million judgment against the president-elect. The fraud case is currently being appealed. Yes, it is being appealed, and it does not look good for that case. Does not look good for that fraud case. But, man, what I love to see Alina Habba take this role. There's also been some talks about Peter Doocy from Fox News possibly being, floated for the position. Greg, what's his name? Scott Jennings on CNN. Yeah, Scott Jennings, if you've ever watched CNN as a conservative and you actually agreed with what one of the commentators said, one of the individuals on the panel, what they said, it was probably Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is a very effective communicator, and I believe that CNN brought this guy on to kind of repair their reputation amongst right-leaning Americans. I really do. And I've looked into this in the past. It was about a couple months ago. I was doing a live stream, and I looked into Scott Jennings, and he's part of a PR firm. He's a partner in a PR firm that was hired by CNN, kind of after this whole situation happened where their reputation was completely ruined because CNN for the longest time, because of Donald Trump, it's just funny to see the downfall of CNN. But for the longest time, they were synonymous with fake news, right? You heard CNN, all you heard was fake news. CNN, fake news. It was like you said CNN, and then the next word out of your mouth were fake news. And now, not that CNN is a great news source now, but they are not the worst. I will say that. They're not the worst, okay? The worst now, I would say, would be MSNBC, which is just total garbage media. There is nothing good about it. Rachel Maddow, she gets paid, I think, like $300,000 a day. She has like one show. She gets paid millions. It's incredible. And of course, you have Joy Reid. But MSNBC is like the new CNN. And I wonder if they are going to have to do something similar to what CNN did. Because CNN, they either went bankrupt or almost went bankrupt, but they had to sell their massive headquarters, and then they had to do something. So I believe what they decided to do is hire Scott Jennings, because Scott Jennings, the way his mind works, I don't know whether he's a conservative or a Republican or a conservative or a liberal, but the way he talks about these things, he really touches on these points that I agree with a lot. And he gets in all these really good sound bites that are shared all over the internet that just makes these liberals' heads explode. And he's very good at that. And I honestly think that CNN actually meant to do that. I believe that they saw the writing on the wall. They're like, listen, if we continue being a total trash fake news outlet, we will never be relevant ever again. Not even a hint of relevancy. So they're like, you know what? We're going to find a guy who can look at the conservative population in the United States, who can look at it, study them, understand them, and speak to them on our network. And I believe that guy is Scott Jennings. So that is another potential pick by Donald Trump. I mean, I cannot see that one happening, although I would be perfectly okay with it. He is a brilliant speaker. I mean, the guy, it's like if I were to think of really just smooth speakers that I think would be great for the press secretary position, and I didn't have to, and I could have my pick of anybody, didn't matter who they were. I think number one, although like I said, this would never happen, but Vivek Ramaswamy would just do the best of jobs in press secretary position. I mean, he's way too high profile. His talents would be way better used elsewhere, but Vivek Ramaswamy is just so good. You back him into the corner, you're not surviving. Media has tried it. They fail every time. And then the second person would probably be Scott Jennings. The guy's a brilliant speaker, and I think he would be good, although I cannot see that happening. It'd be kind of ironic, the irony of someone, a contributor to CNN becoming Donald Trump's press secretary. How hilarious would that be? But anyways, yeah, I kind of went on a tangent there, but Alina Habba possibly in the front runner position for Trump press secretary. I hope she accepts it. I think she'd do a fantastic job. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments what you think. Like, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.